Out of people at the press conference, and now it's time to get to work. But it's bottom line is a great deal of excitement. I'm really proud and excited to be coach.
You have a very close relationship with Roy Williams, who's your coach, who's the head coach, who's on the staff. How does his philosophy kind of impact your philosophy as a coach with Roy Williams?
Yeah, with Coach Williams, what he's taught me and what he's inspired me to do is you can't even put into words. There's the basketball side of things, which there's a lot of things we do take, and obviously this next time around I'll probably apply more of that from an X&O standpoint. But really it's more culturally how to run a program, how to treat people. He is the gold standard of what is to be a head coach, to be somebody to look up to, and hopefully I can apply those things to head coach here.
You've had experience on major conference programs. You were at UAB, which is more major. So this probably falls just slightly below that in terms of the organization of D1 basketball. What kind of unique challenges does somewhere like UNCG present when it comes to recruiting and more specifically player retention?
Player retention at every level right now is a challenge, and as we know, the college landscape has changed so much. So the challenges, even at the highest level, are there. With Greensboro, I think it's going to be an opportunity to get out in the community and at any level, raising money is a big piece of how to develop a roster. And then the retainment of the roster goes into a lot of things. You need to be able to show the student athletes that you're able to develop them. You need to show that you have genuine relationships. You need to show that you have a path for the team to be successful, for them to be successful. And we're going to try and do all that, and then try and raise the revenue share as much as we possibly can, and then put together a holistic program that's going to be successful.
When you say first steps, what does that look like tomorrow and this week and next week? Where do you start to get it going?
Staff and players, but a little bit of everything. I have a lot of bandwidth. A lot of phone calls, a lot of people to thank, but more importantly, to get to know the Greensboro area. But the bottom line is communicating with the current players, the current staff, people around the Greensboro athletic department, start working on my own staff, and then the idea of putting the roster together for next year will certainly be forefront.
What was it about this job that made you want to come back to be a D1 basketball coach?
The number one criteria for me was the administration. Is there an AD that I feel comfortable, that aligns with me, a chancellor, an university that aligns with me, and my goals and visions? I think that this place has that. There are challenges here, just like literally every job in the country. They're probably a little bit different, a little bit unique, and I think those challenges align with my strengths. So, but the alignment with the athletic director of the university, I think, is number one criteria for me.
Coach, in your mind, what is the expectation every year for UNCG basketball?
The expectations are to win a lot of basketball games and develop leaders. Now, we want to be at the top of this league, but there's a great deal of respect for the coaches and teams in this league. But what we're going to do is try and build a foundation, build a culture, and have that translate into wins. And again, I keep talking about develop leaders the best I can.
Coach, you say, getting that community engagement involved is really important. Growing the fan base for the men's basketball team. How do you plan to do that in terms of getting out into the community and make sure you have the supporters back, when the season starts next year?
With the community, the goal is for myself, for my team, for my staff to get out there to meet people. It's to get out there and sell the vision, to show them a plan of how we're going to get there. And hopefully they understand the energy and enthusiasm that we have. And then once they see the product on the court, they're going to hopefully enjoy that. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something you have to build a foundation. They need to show that you're genuine and sincere about what you're trying to do. I plan on doing that. But the bottom line is it takes work. It takes being out there, and I look forward to doing it.
With NIL, how do you even start, starting to raise money? Like, maybe more of an athletic question, but are you reaching out to just companies, donors? What's in the concept to start getting NIL rolling here?
I think with Brian, he and I, and the university, there's an understanding that the NIL piece is a real component to have a competitive basketball team. My attitude is, even maybe before asking for money for anybody, it's going to be showing a plan, selling the vision, trying to sell me in terms of what my intentions are and what our goals and objectives are. And then if we can get people believing in that, and understanding that, then it's going to be a whole lot easier to give and be a part of the program that way. So it's selling the vision and getting out there and meeting people.
Do you plan on hiring a general manager?
I do, and so we have probably going to be a staff of 5, and with NCAA rules, everybody can be a coach. So there might be an assistant coach / general manager, but I will have hands-on with everything for sure. But we'll have a general manager that will assist me on this.
Any UNC influences on the staff?
The staff, I officially have nobody hired at this point. There could be some Carolina connections, but my goal is simply to do whatever is best for me and for UNCG.
Coach, you talked about Carolina connections. You said all 3 of your kids were actually born here in North Carolina, and you talked about, you've coached all over the country. Just kind of coming back here, does this feel like a full circle moment for you in some sort of way?
I've literally circled the country, and all 3. I'm from the West Coast, played at Kansas, spent 9 years at North Carolina. All 3 of my children were born in this state. And obviously the Birmingham, back to California, back again. So I'm circling it a second time now. But we love everything about North Carolina, and I'm hoping that the stage I've set for my wife and my kids, that it meets the expectations, because I think their expectations are very, very high because of the positive things I said. But I know in my household, there's a lot of excitement.
Coach, do you feel it's important to connect the history of basketball in this city to this program in order for it to succeed?
Absolutely. This is a city with great tradition from a basketball perspective. And obviously not just Greensboro, but the history of the ACC. And we want to fit into that history. We want to lean on the history, all the positive things that have happened in the past. We want to learn and copy and then create our own history as well. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Deontay Neal's committed to UNC, or to UNCG. Are you aware of it? You watch his tape, aware of Consistent Player of the Year in the state of North Carolina over Reedville up the road. Any comment on his standing or what's to happen there?
Yeah, from a compliance perspective, all I can say is that I'm going to recruit him and have to leave it at that.
Okay.